Hello, hello. I got my Spotify podcasters wrapped alert in, and I love this time of year. I love looking at those because one, they're just really fun and kind of like remind me that people are on the other side of the screen or the phone, however you listen to the show. But I also love them from a data perspective. You can learn a lot from analyzing these numbers, these reports, and it can help you inform your strategy for next year. So today I want to do two things. One, I want to thank anyone who's listened to the Freelance Friday podcast this year. We have more listeners than ever before. All of our numbers are up, which is really exciting and kind of surprising to me. And I just want to celebrate you and thank you. But second, I want to share with you the three key things that I learned from looking at my Spotify Wrapped and also share some updates that are coming to the show next year. One of the things, actually, I guess I'll start with an update. One of the things that I'm going to do in the new year that hopefully you're excited about, I've shared it in the Freelance Friday Club already, but I want to feature some of you, some of the listeners on the show. And so down in the description box, you'll find a link to apply to be on the show next year. I have told so many of my own stories over the years, and don't worry, I've got plenty more stories to tell, and I am forever a student and forever learning, so there will be more to come, absolutely. But I think some of those questions like, how do I get clients? I have told every single way. I literally made a video and I think a podcast too saying every single way I know how to get clients. People still ask me that question, and the reason is I think we just love to hear other people's stories. We love to get new perspectives, new ideas. All of us are in different industries, do different things. So anyway, I want some of you to share how you got your first client and your last client in an episode of the show. So there's a little casting call at the link below. There's also a little casting call if you just have a question for me. So we can do some episodes, and I'd love to actually feature some of your voices. If you're comfortable, if you'd rather do it anonymous, you can submit via text as well. But that's going to be really exciting because I'll save the rest of the updates for the end. Let's get into what I learned from Spotify Wrapped. The first thing is no, it's not too late to start podcasting. 84%. This is shocking to me. This is what made me be like, I got to record a video today. 84% of my listeners joined me for the first time this year. It is so interesting because I have been doing this freelance thing for like 10 years in some capacity. I've been doing the podcast since 2018. And I'm going to be honest, I've been feeling a little bit like I'm old news. I've been feeling a little insecure. It makes me feel some type of way. Let's just say when people say, oh, I used to watch you, or I used to listen to you all the time when I was getting started, or like, you're my OG favorite. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I'll be honest, I was shocked to hear that many of you found me this year. Like that's kind of mind-blowing. And it's a reminder to me that we have to always be on. If you're a creator, you need to always remember that there is somebody who is landing on this episode. This is the first thing they've ever clicked on from you. And so you don't necessarily need to like reintroduce yourself in every single episode or, do beginner level content every single day. But I do think it's important to give yourself those reminders to do those things, to tell people like who you are once in a while. I know I got a question recently saying like, what do you do for a living? And I was like, I thought everybody knew like everything that I did in my whole life basically. But no, many people are coming for the first time. I also think that is a signal to me that there is still so much opportunity in this space. I've said it before. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. I think especially on YouTube, there's a lot of opportunity with podcasting, but I think everywhere. I think even if you just do an audio only podcast, there is so much opportunity in this space still. And I think there is so much space in this space. Many podcasters, let me see if I can find a stat. Okay, 44, let's see, this is a blog. It says, according to Amplify and Pod News, 44% of podcasts have less than 3 episodes. Only 720,000 podcasts have more than 10 episodes. Now, 720,000 is a huge number, don't get me wrong, but it's not even 1 in a million. Your chances of being a successful podcaster are better than one in a million, really. And I really think like most things when it comes to content, I think the secret is consistency. I really do. You just got to stick with it. And remember that in the beginning, no one's going to be listening to you. And that is a blessing in many ways because you're going to cringe at your old episodes. I mean, I certainly do. I don't need to go on and on about it, but there's a lot of space and it's not too late to start. Another thing that I found really interesting from this report was the impact of dark social. So, dark social refers to traffic that can't be tracked necessarily. I'm big about, or maybe you don't, if you're new here. Hi, I'm Latasha. I like data. I am big about tracking. Track as much as you can possibly track. Put Google Analytics on your website, track your ads, use coupon codes if you need to, whatever you need to do to find out where people are coming from. But I'll be honest, there's a lot of traffic that cannot be measured in that way. What does this say? It says your podcast was shared all over, 50% through direct link, 23% through text, 11% through WhatsApp, 9% other, and 7% Instagram. So I guess this is just the share of total shares, I'm going to assume is what that graph shows. I don't really know what direct link means. Like, does that mean like they shared it? I don't know how. Email maybe? I don't know. I guess I wish I could dig a little deeper on that, but I'm going to assume maybe that's email. 23% through text. So people are texting, which makes total sense. And I'm like, how did I not think of this before? You're listening on your phone, right? You're listening to Spotify on your phone 9 times out of 10. Of course, you're going to text it to somebody or share it in a mobile friendly way, as opposed to like share an email or, do something else. I never really associate texting, and I have never thought about using like SMS marketing, for example. But if you have a podcast, maybe that's something to explore, SMS marketing. With the Freelance Friday Club, I'm excited because I can do push notifications to the app. So that's kind of my little test, I guess, to see how people respond to that. But definitely something to think about. 11% WhatsApp, again, same thing. That's a mobile app that I didn't even realize people were sharing my stuff on there. 9% other, 7% Instagram. So the point is, I can't see that. I can't see those shares. So you might feel as a podcaster, oh my gosh, nobody likes my content. Nobody's sharing my stuff. Maybe you get down on yourself like we all do sometimes. But remember that there is a lot of dark social, a lot of dark sharing happening that you can't necessarily see. Nobody is tagging me in that or screenshotting that and letting me know their friends sent them. Also, could be helpful to share some calls to action. I know nobody likes to be inundated with them, but I do notice when I say, hey, I really would appreciate if you shared this episode with a friend, if you found it helpful. I do see more social shares, the things that I can actually track. So keep that in mind. You might be also getting a response when you do that you can't necessarily see. Today's episode is sponsored by Metricool. They are my favorite social media management tool, analytics tool. They do so much. I absolutely love them. Check it out. Latasha, 30 days free on any of their premium plans at the link in the show notes. And if you want to know why the premium plan is something that you should try out, there really is a plan for everyone. And there's just so many features packed into these premium plans. You can manage multiple brands, which is amazing for my social media managers out there, especially my agency owners out there. You can analyze up to 100 competitors. You can get customizable links for your social media bios. I just started using these and they're so cool. You can get downloadable reports that you can actually automate monthly. How cool is that? You don't even have to manually pull them every single month. Seriously, it's an all-in-one tool. I love it so much. Check them out. Use the code Latasha for 30 days free on any of those premium plans. Link in the show notes. And the last big thing that I really started thinking about after reading this was that I need to try new things more often. Now, I know we live in a world, this marketing world that's like niche down. And I think there is so much value. And obviously, I'm not going to start talking about like burritos on my podcast because you guys are going to be like, what? But I think there's opportunity to play around a little bit and get out of your normal format somewhat. I've done that a little bit this year with my What's New in Social Media Marketing series, which seems to be doing really well. That's another reason why I want some of you to be on the show and to just incorporate some new series and segments on the show. But this was really interesting. 9% of my new listeners came from one episode. 9%. That's huge. It was the How to Become a UGC Content Creator Step-by-Step episode. Now, there's a couple of things with that. UGC was/is really trendy right now. And it was just a very search friendly topic. And that's why I made the episode, because I knew people were gonna want to hear about it. But it's also a slight deviation from what I was talking about at the time and what I talk about in general on the show. So keep that in mind. Like, are there some maybe tangentially related industries or services or, episodes that you can create to grow your following a little bit? And this goes for any platform, right? YouTube, TikTok, anything like that. Can you just try something that's a little bit off center of where you normally are to help grow your audience? Because, I've been doing the podcast since 2018. I've said everything I know. I don't want to say everything I know, but I've said a lot about social media management. I've said a lot about client workflows and processes and things like that. And so there's always room to grow. There's always new people looking for that type of content, but you kind of start to cycle through the existing market that is there. If you want to grow beyond that existing market, you've got to try different angles and try different topics. Again, you don't want to do it to the point of confusing people or abandoning your original audience, but keep that in mind. Maybe just throwing in an episode every once in a while that's exploring something new. I've never really had a designer on the podcast, actually, now that I think about it, which is kind of mind-blowing. Like, that's a whole industry. Maybe I need to talk to some graphic designers and see if we can share audiences a little bit that way with collaboration. Lots of different opportunities there. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to share a couple of little updates. I really shared one of the big ones. I want to create a new series, a new segment. But the big thing that I'm going to change in 2024 is I'm actually I can't believe I'm saying this out loud. I think I'm going to increase the uploads to the podcast, the audio platform only, in 2024. I was trying to go really ambitious. I was like, I want to try to do a daily podcast, but I think we're going to start with just testing out 3 uploads a week just to see how that goes for like a month or so. If I notice everybody hates it, we'll bring it back to the original. Don't you worry. But if it's going really well, I might actually try for that daily upload. We'll see. Let me explain. I'm going to do little mini episodes for the first 2 days of the week. And then we're going to keep the Friday episode long format, what you're used to, basically what we're doing now. But I think I'll do Monday and Wednesday as little short mini episodes. Some of them might be a Q&A segment. I need your questions for those, so please submit them via, I love voice, but if you just want to write them, that's fine too. One of them might be a guest segment. So one of you sharing your tips on how you got your first client, how you got your last client. We might do some mini interviews. There might be some more timely topics. I was on a podcast interview with somebody else's podcast. He brought this up to me. He was like, your audio only episodes, you really go in. Like, I really feel your passion in those episodes.
I don't want to negate the power of storytelling through audio only, and how if you just do an audio only every now and then, there's something about it being more intimate and being a little bit more just soulful about the medium versus video, as you said. So I love that. And when I hear when you did the audio only, I was like, oh yeah, she's flowing. Like she's speaking her truth. And there's something that audio does that we don't get in video.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Yeah, so more of that. Go more audio, Tasha.
Yeah,
on,
okay, I love that. And I thought it was really interesting feedback. I just think I'm a little bit more comfortable. I don't know, there's less to worry about. There's not a camera to worry about, or the pressure to be this super high production isn't quite as much there. So I just want to test out, doing some audio only again. And I also think that Spotify in particular as a platform just has a lot of opportunity. It's grown a lot for podcasters. This is not like an ad for them or anything like that. Don't worry. But back when I first started, it was just Apple Podcasts, just black and white, just this is what you get. But there are now Q&A features on Spotify. You can leave comments on the episodes. It's just kind of its own little app and it's a discovery platform. Lots of people say that they find me on Spotify. So I think that there is a little bit more opportunity than before. Again, we love doing the YouTube podcast, but I just kind of want to see. And I also will say the podcasts that are daily or regular, like more frequent, those are the ones that I listen to the most because when I'm getting ready in the morning and I open up Spotify and click on podcast, they're just always there, right? They're always at the top of the feed. So the likelihood that I'm going to click on it is just higher. So I'm going to test that out. I obviously don't want to do so many podcasts where you get sick of me or where, the listens start to dwindle or I compromise the quality, of course, but as long as I can sustain it and as long as you all are having it and as long as you all contribute, which I'd love to have you, I think I'm going to give it a try. So let me know what you think. I just wanted to share a couple of random thoughts on the podcasting industry with you. Let me know if you have any questions about it. And also, again, just thank you. Thank you for listening. I'm excited for the changes coming up in the new year, and I would love to feature you on the show. So it looks a little harder than it is. Like, don't get freaked out by the form. All you got to do is record on your voice memo, like whatever you use on your phone, or you can record a video and I can just strip the video out. Just record a question or follow the prompts for the first client, last client segment. It doesn't need to be fancy. You don't need to have all this, I promise. If you have any questions, email us. All the information's on the form as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you on Friday for a new podcast. Bye.